Përshëndetje and welcome to Inside Albania with me, Alice Taylor. This week, in honor of the 28th and 29th of November, which are Albania's most important days, I'm joined in the studio by Suzi, who is an Albanian who was born in Australia and has returned back to Albania and runs a real estate company here, and Anna, who is from Hungary or was living in Hungary before and has been living in Albania since 2019. She is an artist, and we are here today to discuss Albanian tradition, culture, what it's like living here as opposed to where they were living before, and how they see their future in the country. Welcome to Inside Albania. It's a pleasure to have you both.
Thank you for having us.
Suzi, you were born in Australia to an Albanian family. Your origins are from Korça.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like growing up in an immigrant family in Australia? Were you very connected to your culture?
Absolutely. So the Albanians that migrated, they had a very tight-knit community. So every week we spent evenings at each other's houses. We didn't really interact much with the Australians. It was just Albanians with Albanians. Mm-hmm. So we had a very tight culture.
And so you were brought up in the traditional way that you would have been.
Absolutely.
In Albania.
In a village kind of life, not in an Albanian city life. So I just say like, shatare, this is how we grew up.
Yeah. So maybe even more traditional in some ways. So tell me your story. You were living in Hungary.
I was born in Transylvania in a Hungarian family. And in family, we've been always talking Hungarian school, everything, Hungarian traditions. It's similar like she had that when you don't live in the motherland, the community is a little bit tighter. You fight for maintaining your traditions. You kind of survive only by protecting your traditions, your language. And this is how my upbringing was as well. And when I was 21, I moved to Hungary, kind of wanting to have a new experience where actually my language is
all around,
and I don't feel like I have to have an effort to speak or whatever. And it was an interesting transition to come from a small town in the middle of Transylvania to Budapest. And that was a new chapter of my life.
But then Albania, how did that happen? I know we've all been asked this question probably multiple times every day. Why did you come to Albania?
Yes, well, it was 2018, and I was working for diplomats in Hungary, and then they were relocated here, and I originally came with them for 2 months to help with the transition, and then I stayed almost a year. Then eventually I went back to Hungary, but my life was also going through big changes personally in all sorts of ways, and I kind of didn't find really my way anymore or my place. So I was traveling around, and at a certain point I was like, what if I'm coming back? And I remember I came end of September 2019 just for 10 days just to see. And then when the airplane takes the curve, from Durrës, and you see the coastline and it's landing, I was full goosebumps, having these feelings and strong emotions like, wow, I'm feeling like coming home.
Mm-hmm.
And
I still get that feeling.
I still get that every time. So it's a reassurance every time, even if I go for 2 weeks or 6 weeks, I'm coming back and it's always the same feeling. And until I have this feeling, I'm like, I'm in my right place. Mind-blowing, because I had 0 reasons to actually choose Albania as a country. I had no one here, and still
there was no one to bring you here. The question I always get asked: "Oh, you came here because of a man?" It wasn't that sort of situation. You just
I was very much in love in that time with someone, but obviously that relationship didn't become a relationship at all. But I still decided to stay and to be here. And excuse me, I need my voice back. I don't know. I was just really, people say follow your heart.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever think that they are really knowing what that means. Mm-hmm. When you really listen to that inner call, and it's mind-blowing. No reason behind. No, you cannot rationally explain it, but you just do it. And life is just brings you something what you were never ever expected, and Albania was that for me. And I started to literally fight for my right to be here. And I still very much explain myself often, especially for people who don't get it. Why? And I'm like, it's hard to explain it when you don't feel it. It's about the feeling.
Yes.
And I was recently also talking, well, we have a very famous Hungarian related, like the Queen Geraldine. And she was really a brief moment here, like 1, maximum 2 years, I think, back in time. But she remained committed to Albanian country and its people. And I can really, really understand that, because, I don't know, there is something in the Albanian people, the way how they are, at least us foreigners, they are embracing and allowing us to just be home in their place, in their land, and then it's just...
you don't get it in many other places.
No, you don't get it. And what I love hearing, so, here the communities are still alive. You see babies and elderlies walking in the park, having coffees, having lunches, having time together. And the thing is, wherever you go in Europe, it's just less and less of this. And well, I'm an artist. I need human interaction, even though I'm an introvert. I love my solitude. I love my space, but I need to know that there is a normal human life out there. So if I go out, I don't find the same solitude out there. So there are people smiling, people interacting, and curious. And
it's the same. I like my own time, my own space. I'm quite happy being alone, but you can go out here and you can sit in a coffee shop and be peaceful and have just observe people around you. Or you could make a new friend for life and end up, them paying for your coffee and inviting you to their house for you can interact if you choose to, or you can just sit and enjoy that sort of community around you. Suzi, why did you give up Australia? Now, Australia is a place that I think it seems like most of the people I went to school with have all gone to live in Australia. It's like the cool place to go and live. Why did you give up Australia to come and live in Albania?
I was meant to only be here for 6 months to a year. We all have this story. For me, I wanted to live abroad, and I thought, well, why not choose Albania to discover my roots? And I thought, I'm going to stay here just for a short while, but like Anna was saying,
and me,
and you, everyone is really warm. The country's beautiful. The weather's great. There is a real sense of everyone is really welcoming. It's very, very safe. And suddenly it just feels like home. So I love waking up and looking at mountains. I love seeing people on the street. There's, the elderly community. Everyone is so cute. I love every day I'm smiling at people. You don't see people with 3-piece suits in Australia. No. Little old men here in the hats. I love this, how the older generation, they dress so smart. He could be out working in a field, but he's wearing a suit and he has a hat. Absolutely.
I like this.
Yeah.
People make an effort here.
And it's heartwarming. So there you go. Here we are.
Yeah. How long has it been now?
A year and a half. Oh, almost 2 years, actually. Sorry. I don't know.
Yes,
almost
it's funny.
2 years.
I mean, you're not a foreigner technically, but most of the people I speak to who have been here for years, they have a similar story. Well, it was supposed to be 6 months or like me, 3 days. And now it's like 8 years or counting. What do your friends back home think about you living here? Like your Australian friends, are they like, curious?
Some people think I'm mad.
everyone thinks I'm
because there's a stereotype, like, are you not going to get kidnapped? And then I'm always posting photos and they say, wow, this place is really beautiful. Who knew? I think now I want to come to Albania. So I'm sort of opening up doors for people.
Yeah.
People are saying, maybe it isn't such a bad place, because they're sitting at home watching home invasions day to day. And I'm, up in the mountains somewhere.
Yeah.
Enjoying it.
I get this with my colleagues in Brussels a lot. I'm out up a mountain or doing something really fun or random,
Yeah.
and they're just like redecorating their bathroom.
Yeah,
weekends,
exactly.
And maybe they'll go for a coffee that costs €6 and tastes terrible, you know. And they're like, you're like on holiday all the time. And
They're
I'm
on
like,
holiday every day.
I just live in Albania.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. Yeah.
What about your friends in Hungary?
Took them quite a long time until they first visited me. They kind of had to be convinced that I am in a very safe place. It was hard, even nowadays, it's for some it's really hard to even understand what I'm saying because they know Albania from stories of someone who said whatever. And but then everyone, when they come, they just fall in love and they kind of get it like this, okay, Anna is in good place, she's in her place, and it's in a safe place. And I can just reassure that that was also one of the main reasons. Like, it was in 18 when I went to Daiti. And I was coming down and I was like, well, I still have time to walk. And back in the 2018, the only high building was the plaza. So that was always the point of, okay, there I have to go. So I was taking a walk. I had not very short, but a skirt. And I was walking. And then I arrived to a part of the street when there was only on the left side sidewalk. And full of coffees. And at that time, where 80-90% it was full of men, and I was like already like, oh dear Lord, brace yourself. This is going to be all and whatever is coming out.
Comments,
everything,
catcalling.
all. And then I was like walking, and nobody paid attention. And I was like, thank God, there is a place I can just be a woman without hearing, someone saying something or whatever, usually unkind, because we never really have that kind approach. And that was the point. I was like, I love being here. I just, the fact that I go out having dinner with my friends and I can just walk home alone and no one is approaching me, it makes me even feel like I am in danger. Back home, and we can talk about Hungary, Transylvania, or visiting my sister in London, I would never even imagine or have the idea, oh, it's just 20 minutes walk, let me go. No, you call a taxi, you go home, and then you let your friends know, I'm home. Here, even if I see a group of young people, especially men, coming toward to me, I'm not searching for escape, like, oh, let me cross the street, because I really don't want to go next to them. And experiencing this, I was in my late 30s that time. It was something liberating, really, like I was just putting off something from my shoulder, and I was like, I will stick with this. I am not able to let this go. I am literally unable to go back in the jungle.
We're very spoiled here when it comes to safety.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can move out of the country again.
I really don't feel like,
yes. I noticed that, for example, when I walk home here, I don't walk with the key poking out from between, because I would hold my key sticking out like that if someone comes.
And being really aware.
Yeah, or that, like we do, text me when you get home, so if you've been out with friends, when you both leave each other, you text each other when you get home, so each other knows the other one hasn't been kidnapped or murdered. And like, I said that to an Albanian friend the other day, and she was like, why? I was like, oh yeah, we're in Albania, it's a bit different. No, it's a huge reassurance, to be able to live like that. And when I had to take my daughter to the UK, who's 6, and I really had to sit her down before we went and explain, you cannot be as free there as you are in Albania. Don't talk to people you don't know. Don't accept sweets off people. Don't leave. Like, if we're in a shop, you stay next to me. In the street, you stay next to me. And she was like, but why? I didn't really know how to explain to her that you can't.
It's a jungle out there, but not here.
No, not yet. I hope things will change.
Hopefully it stays as it is for really forever, because I really find it like it's a safe spot to be. And it's rare. It's really rare.
It's very rare. Now, Suzi, I want to ask you, you were married in Australia.
I was.
You were. Do you mind sharing a bit about that experience?
Yeah. So my story, I guess, it was about 20 years ago when I got married. It wasn't the modern day love story. in the Albanian community again. So when I met someone at 18, we had a coffee and we weren't allowed to have boyfriends. It was shameful. So if I was talking to someone, I had to get engaged and then get married. Yeah, very quickly. So I didn't have a proposal, will you marry me? It was, now when I look back, it's kind of like a business deal. His parents came to my parents and they shook hands. So that is how I got engaged. And he wasn't even there, my fiance, on the night.
You were there?
I was there
meeting?
At my parents' house with his parents.
His parents just turned up and they were
said,
like,
congratulations, you're engaged. And I said, oh, thank you.
Well, where was he?
Home.
Why didn't he come?
Well, because apparently it's my parents need to come with my grandmother. I don't know. So this is how I got engaged. So I've been married, but I've never been proposed to.
But how did you feel sat there when they were discussing your future?
No, I was happy to get engaged because that's all I knew. It's the environment I was brought up in. So for me, it was normal. Like, oh, it's now I'm 18.
It's time to get married.
Yeah. So we didn't focus on university and having a career. It was, we raised our daughters to get married. So that was normal for me at the time.
Yeah. It didn't.
I did think it was abnormal that he wasn't there on the night. So, I got engaged and I celebrated with his parents and my parents and the grandmother.
But it's normal for him not to come, or he was just having
No,
coffee?
he just said, well, my grandmother said that I'm not meant to come. So, they just do as the elders say.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was an interesting part of my life. I was married for almost 10 years. I lived with my in-laws for half that time. And again, that's quite normal in Australia. So to get married young and live with your in-laws, starting to change a little bit now, but that was really normal for me growing up. And compared to Albania, I mean, they're starting to progress here. So it's a very old mentality.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you were married for almost 10 years. What happened at the end of that relationship?
So obviously we grew up into two different people. You
were a kid. Your brain at 18 is not developed.
I had no life experience.
Was he older?
7 years older, but also no life experience. So
I mean, I think there's 40-year-old men running around today with not much life experience.
Some people are just happy to exist, and I think he was just happy to exist, whereas I had bigger aspirations and I wanted to see the world, and I knew there was so much more to life. So this is where it's sort of, it came to a point where, well, you want to stay home and just go to work and come home and
have his dinner cooked for him and his mum taking care of him and you taking care.
Yeah. And I have this world to see. Now I'm on the other side of the world starting a business. So that was always my sort of thing. There was more for me to explore. And then it just didn't work. So eventually I built up the courage to put my hand up and say, I need to walk out of here. But that wasn't easy.
No, I was going to say, I mean, divorce is taboo in Albania today. I am going through divorce, I know.
Yeah.
Let alone in a very traditional community that's quite sort of enclosed and is not really caught up with what else. How did that go down?
It was a shock in the community. I mean, this happened now 10 years ago, and divorces are starting to become a little bit more common now, but not so much 10 years ago. So it was like, well, what's happened? There's no reason for you to leave. Did he hit you? Did he cheat on you? Then there's no reason to leave. So I didn't really have much support, to be honest. And people just sort of didn't speak about it in front of me. It was disappointing for my family, of course. So I did feel like I let everyone down. But, I had to follow my heart.
I have a friend, she lives in the diaspora and her husband is abusive. There's a scale. Maybe he's not 10, but he's been violent before, and she went to her family and said, I want to leave. And her father said, if you leave, I'll disown you.
Yeah, I've heard this. Yeah, this is quite common.
You should be out there trying to, beating up her husband, not saying
it's more about the perception of, so you need to, look like you have a happy family, so you can't embarrass your family. So I can understand that if you leave, you will shame our family and I will disown you. So you have to play happy families. I have seen this with my own eyes.
Yeah.
Women coming home from being physically abused and their father saying you need to go back and save face.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been told, oh, get over it, you know, or not get over it, but, oh, it will be okay. You'll fix it. He'll come back. I'm like, no, I don't want this. Like, and when I've spoken publicly about it as well, people said, but why are you sharing your, like, are you not ashamed? You should keep it to yourself. I'm like, why should I be ashamed? There's no shame in this at all. They should be ashamed, you know? It's, but how did your ex-husband take it?
Not very well.
No.
So he couldn't see the problem. They
never do.
He just thought we had a happy life, and sitting at home was what he enjoyed doing. So it was a big shock to him, and I guess an embarrassment for him. But it is what it is.
Yeah. And did you leave sort of quite soon after that, or did you stay a bit?
No, I had to leave. I mean, it was like once it's over, then they were.
I mean, in Australia, like did you leave Australia sort of straight after?
Australia, no, gosh, no. No, because I was still finding my feet.
Of course.
Again, no life experience. So I didn't really I had the courage to leave, but I didn't have the confidence to leave Australia because I also had
baby steps.
Baby steps. And, but what are my parents going to say? And I can't now leave the country. My parents. So you're always thinking about what are your parents going to say? So it took quite some years until, I learned to just survive in the normal world outside of this little bubble that I've been living in. And as I got older and as I got more experience, then I was able to have the courage to, start doing what I wanted.
What would you say to a woman, an Albanian woman? I mean, abusive relationships are one thing, but who's in a relationship, she's married, she's not happy. And it's like a reason to get divorced. Being unhappy is a perfectly good reason to get divorced. If you are not happy, if you are not fulfilled in that relationship, you have the right to end it and to seek happiness, But this is a mentality thing. It's quite difficult, even in the UK. Like, some people are still not quite with this mentality. What would you say to a woman who is in a marriage and she is no longer happy, but she fears the feelings, the thoughts, the negative opinions of society and of her family?
Okay, first of all, I don't want to keep promoting. I feel like now we give up too easily.
Yes.
So everyone is getting divorced because I'm just not feeling it. Every marriage or every relationship needs work.
Of course.
So, of course, you need to try work on it, but it takes two. So both people need to work on it. If you feel like then you can't, I mean, I feel like we have one life and the years are passing and you really need to build up courage. People say, oh, I don't have the money to do it. Doors will start to open. That's what I found. If you just take that leap, it will start to open and you'll end up where you need to be. So you just need to have that confidence and courage to take the leap and things will start to work out magically. Someone will appear with an opportunity, a door will open. This is what keeps happening. Just take the leap and don't think too far ahead. But where am I going to live? But what am I going to do? But where is the money going to come from? Things will manage to work themselves out. They always do.
I can testify that one.
Yes.
And I can just agree with her. Like, yes, most of the time, if there was no abuse happening, I had a similar story when I divorced. And did he beat you? No. Did he cheat on you? No. Is he? No. It's just, I think in a marriage you have to grow together. We are always, you marry on age 18, 25, 30, no matter what age you are getting married. That doesn't mean that you will always have the same person. You will not remain the same person. So it has to be a commitment from both sides to grow together and to fall in love again and again and again with each other. But then when you start to change, you learn from life. You learn more about who you are, but you see that the person next to you is just not willing. Then and then when you think like, oh my God, 50 more years of this, and it frightened me. I'm like, no. So I was like, I need to get out from this. I need air. I need to live. There is so much more out there. And I'm also not promoting divorce. I said I'm coming out after 2.5 years of really trying everything. But when you have a question, would you come to couple therapy? And the answer is no. Would you go by yourself to therapy? And the answer is no. Would you try to make any changes? And the answer is no. Then you know what you deal with. So that's the moment when you have, okay, am I willing to deal with this for the rest of my life? Or thank you, I love you dearly, but you stay in a package of, or I will put you on a shelf. I am grateful for the years we've been together. And but then I'm not the right person to be next to you.
It's not promoting divorce. I think my perspective is I'm promoting happiness.
Yes. Yes.
You have to find what makes you happy. Obviously, you have to, nobody wants to get divorced. You have to try and work through if it's not going to work because they're not willing, they're not capable, it just doesn't work. You have to look after your own happiness first because, like you said, life is short. And
But people need to learn that happiness, it doesn't depend on a partner. You need to learn to be happy within yourself.
Exactly,
So this is the hard work where you need to learn to be happy alone. Once you can master that,
then you can be happy with someone else. Have you tried dating in Albania?
I think we all go through that phase when we come with this naive image of, especially when you get flattered in the beginning, because let's face the manners of Albanian men are amazing. Like someone opening the door for you, someone being genuinely kind for you. It's like I call it love bombing. And then if you never experienced it before, it's just like, wow, I want this in my life. But then, the package comes quite fast with it. Like, it's, I don't want to say, it made me learn a lot about myself, actually. I tried it in the beginning, obviously, because you go through like, okay, let's have a date. But I'm genuinely a kind person. And I had to learn literally not to look in their eyes because they think that's already, they're good at me. I'm like, no, I love eye contact. That doesn't mean
we're
that.
not getting married.
No. Or just because I am accepting the fact that I'm invited to a coffee, you're not, it's just we are having a conversation.
It's a date. I learned this
Really?
the hard way, didn't you know?
I didn't know about that coffee is a
One step
date.
away from marriage. You know the story.
So I was not unaware that actually accepting going to have a coffee, that means that we are in any way related. I'm like, no, I just had a coffee with you. And
But that means a date here. Yeah.
So I learned it on the hard way, let's say. But
It's like commitment,
Yeah.
So
now I'm very, very selective of whoever I'm meeting. And honestly, I just love my solitude. I'm not trading my peace anymore. I'm like, if you enter in my life, if you want to be part of my life, it has to come with peace.
Enhance it. Yeah, make it.
Yeah, make it.
Value to
Yes.
Not monetary value either. I
don't care about money. It's not about money. I really, if it would have been that, I probably would just had as many people thought, well, why should a Hungarian woman single come here? If not, it has someone. She's the lover of someone very high. That's a secret somewhere. So it actually passed years, and the Hungarian community was actually keeping a distance from me because they were like not really knowing where to put me. And then I had an exhibition in 2022. And I was like, okay, well, if they don't open to me, I'm healing enough to open. And I invited them. And there, one of my really good friends came out from that, reaching out. And she was like, well, we were all thinking that you were the lover of someone here. But why would you come here? I'm like, because I'm a grown-up person. Just because I'm a woman, I can take my own decisions. And I decided by myself. I choose this country. I love this being here.
I have two questions. I'm not sure which one to ask first. I will ask both of you. What were the biggest cultural sort of shocks that we had one, which is the just going for a coffee. No, that's like step one to marriage. What other big cultural shocks on a sort of interpersonal level have you come across here?
The inability of some to just step out from and cut the umbilical cord to their mother. I mean, I feel sorry. I feel sorry that the wife has to accept that she's always second.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I am doing therapeutic art, and I have clients, and it even happens sometimes. I'm like, would you just bring your mom to therapy? And I am a woman, and I have all respect. I don't say really they are loving their boys, but
I feel it's a bit toxic.
it's a bit toxic. It's because marriages like you had, and if in case you have a child, a boy, as you could not relate so much with your husband, obviously you will put all your love, all your commitment in your firstborn or secondborn, the boy. And energetically seen, it becomes your husband. And you don't want to let that go. So this is why the mothers, they are not aware that they are just simply...
This is not just here, it's Albanians all around the world.
All around the world.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Albanian.
So I did had this moment when one of my clients, and he was a young man, and I was already proud of him that he made a step to come, paint a little bit and have a conversation. But
Cut the umbilical cord.
But then we were always facing a huge war whenever it was coming to talk about his mom, because he was just protecting her in all sorts of ways.
Yeah.
You cannot say a word, even slightly, that would be nice somehow. But and I was like, okay, it's just something I need to accept. It is what it is. It's not me who will change this, but hopefully gradually, as the world is opening, these are also... I'm already happy to see men pushing the baby stroller, which is a big step.
Yeah. You never. I see this now. You never saw that
No.
like 5, 6, 7 years ago at all.
I thing is, they need to come off, like, if there is a situation happening within your family, with your wife, you don't go to your mother for the solution. You have to find the solution within the woman who you were choosing. And here, this is still something very alive. So they don't even think that that's not the right way, because this is the habit. This is
a
the
big
tradition.
issue when mother-in-laws are involved.
Yes.
I hear it a lot. It starts to break down marriages.
Yes.
So yeah, this I think
So
definitely needs to change.
if the woman is okay with that, well, they are establishing a certain rhythm in their lives. But I'm like,
I think sometimes this relationship with the mother as well can lead to the men resenting other women as well. Like they have a contempt for women. They don't understand it is, but the way that they treat them in many other ways, the way they speak to them online, in person, they cheat or they whatever. They have this, their mother is like, cannot do any wrong, is the best thing. And they just have this inherent dislike for other.
yeah, but I think they are also aware that their mother are somehow holding them. So whatever they are unable to express it toward their mother, because they have this huge respect toward her, well, whoever enters in their life is just receiving all the whatever he never express it to his mom. And I'm like, I refuse to be the punch bag.
Yes.
So this is why I'm like, you are more than welcome to upgrade, to be where I am now. But I've been there. I had an ex-husband, and I had the mother and the grandmother. Full package. So it's like we have an agreement. We talk about we are going to change this in the apartment, whatever. I go to work, I come back, and the whole thing is different because, I was talking with my mom. Oh, why don't you marry your mom then?
Is she sharing the bed with us tonight?
Yeah. Or it happened that he was going very early to work, and I was still in bed. It's like 6:37 in the morning. So I do allow myself, if I have to leave to work around 9, to still have my slow morning. And then you hear the key at the door. And I'm like, oh, who is coming? Or it's the grandmother. Wow, I'm in my pajamas. I'm embarrassed. It's just not okay for me, this. I'm like, should be my territory.
Yes, and who gave her the key?
Well, she had the key.
She had to have a key.
She's
Obvious.
entitled to one. Yeah.
She's entitled to have one. And when I realized, so this is after you get married, because before this somehow doesn't come to the surface. And then when you have the paper, then everything just comes. I'm like, oh, I didn't sign up for this, but what should I do with this now? Yeah.
And I think one of the biggest cultural shocks for me was getting mistaken. My friendliness was mistaken for weakness. So I'm used to being bubbly and friendly. And like we were saying earlier, just being friendly to the barista when I was getting my coffee would mean that I wanted a date with him. You know, there was a lot of miscommunication.
Yes. Yeah.
And so now I start to see why a lot of the females here are a little bit more cold when they're out, because I thought, why is no one smiling? Why is everyone cold and they look rude? But you need a little bit of that to protect yourself, because then, things can get misconstrued a little bit.
Yep.
They get the wrong idea and you end up being asked for a coffee and then meeting the grandmother. She's got a key to your house before you know it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, but I don't think that this is just Albanian. I think, it happens also with Hungarians.
Yeah.
It's a global thing, actually, wherever. So,
Anna, your work, you're an artist. How has being in Albania influenced your work? What sort of different elements has it given you that you wouldn't have found elsewhere?
Diversity. It's a lot happening on a daily basis. You walk on the street and so many impressions are, you see people interacting, you see beauty and ugliness as well. To combine that in a way that it's expressed in an artwork, I find it always inspiring. It took me a long time until I actually started to touch Albanian motifs. I was feeling like until you don't really get it, you should not touch someone else's, some other nation's motifs. So it was actually just last year when I first painted Jubileta-related painting, or this year I had this painting for the Queen Geraldine Hospital, and I was making the hair of the lady with the Albanian flag. So I am touching it with very cautiousness, and because I'm like, I know from my own story, I come from a Hungarian family in Romania. Nationality questions in Eastern Europe are very delicate, or in everywhere.
Yes.
So I was like, I need to firstly understand and to feel the right to touch it. I don't know. I have a huge respect over the Albanians, and I'm like, I don't want to, even wearing red tights. I literally asked my friend, is it not disrespectful? Because I really don't want to be disrespectful.
No, they love that we are patriotic.
Yeah. I think sometimes we are even more patriotic like them, but still I am very cautious. So I'm doing abstract art. So in the beginning, obviously, there are amazing artists themselves, they have it, but you don't really know. At least I didn't know about them. So gradually I started to know more about the local artists. And
there are so many artists.
But then you look around, Albanians are very creative, and they actually love to show it. And then I love how everything actually, how they are approaching the art. But when it comes to therapeutic art or doing art therapy, they were like, what is this? What is this? Why?
Is there any sort of stigma around that? Because I find Albanian society in general is not very open to the idea of therapy, or it's like you only go there if you're crazy.
It's starting to change, I think, a little
It's starting to change.
But it's still there.
When I first mentioned it, I really felt like, no. We are all healthy. We don't need therapy.
We're fine. We don't need help.
We don't need therapy. So I actually had to come up with showing an example with my own life, with my own experience, coming with my own background, how I arrived to have an identity crisis, the illness, how art actually, it's a channel. I don't say that it's the only way to heal. There are many, many ways to find yourself, to to get yourself together and to understand life and work better. But I do think that art is a gentle way. It's given for all of us. But the conditioning, not just here but globally, actually, toward art and creativity is so huge. Like 99% of the people who I'm coming, like, I don't know how to draw. That's a belief. That's a conditioning. What it was coming, because in the school system everywhere, the first thing when it's a budget problem, it's art, which is cut off the first time. Creativity, meanwhile, the soft skills are essential. And I'm so again, I'm like, when it comes to education, like, why I suffered a lot. So it took me a gap of 20 years from teenage years until I got ill, that I actually restarted to draw. And then I realized, like, oh, something was taken away from me. And I want it back. So I'm fighting with all what I have to have it in my life. So whenever someone says, like, well, you should give up, I'm like, you are fighting now with my way of existing. So you want to take away who I am. That means you want to kill me. I'm not letting that again.
Suzi, you've started a business here. How's that been? What challenges, what cultural differences have taken you by surprise?
The thing that I've struggled with a lot is I'm used to working on a computer with 2 screens, working on emails, saving everything in folders, and here everything is done by WhatsApp. So on WhatsApp, you can't always search. If someone sends you a document, you can search a word, but I'm just struggling I can't file anything away. No one will send an email. So this is the thing that I struggle with. There's just no order, and I'm trying to find my own order. So this has been the most challenging thing for me. And also, I mean, I don't think this is just a thing here, but I think it's probably happening everywhere. Now it's not so much you go to a computer and you answer inquiries. It's all people want to do TikToks and Instagrams and content. It's content creation, even in the real estate industry. You don't just pick up a call and go to a house. It's amazing videos. So this is all new for me.
Yes. And I mean, actually getting it up and going, finding work, real estate is obviously a sector that's booming in Albania.
Absolutely.
How is that? I mean, and it's also a bit of a controversial sector as well, because there are some who say the prices are being pushed up artificially. You have estate agents coming in and saying, this apartment is worth 300,000 euros. It's bloody not, but there's a bit of a negative perception of real estate as well.
There is, but I'm also noticing everything is done properly now. So, it's not like back in the day where you bought something, it didn't have documents, and now we have architecturally designed buildings with advanced technologies. So the prices, potentially now they're matching the quality that you're receiving. And they're coming up with, green spaces in Albania and eco-friendly amenities. So this is all got to do with the pricing, but the prices have definitely boomed.
There was a parking space going for sale near my house, which, I mean, I don't live in block or anything, and I don't remember exactly, but it was just a parking space, not a garage, no walls, just a piece of concrete. Yeah. It was like 50,000 euros or something like that.
Well, have you seen how hard it is to park in Tirana? I think I would pay anything for a parking space.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Just a tiny bit. I mean, it's a lot. There was a studio for sale near Nana Teresa Hospital, and it was 20 square meters, so like the size of my bedroom. And I don't think anyone had touched it with a paintbrush since Enver Hoxha was alive. And it was like 70,000, 80,000 euros or something. And I'm like, this, I'm sorry, that is too much.
Absorbent.
That is too much. 20 square meters. Yeah.
But we are getting a lot of foreigners moving here, and a lot of diaspora people have the money to spend.
Yes, they do. There's apartments just being built near my house, and I mean, before it's not even finished yet, but they sold all the apartments while they were still building the foundations, and it was people from the diaspora who were buying like 2 or 3 at a time.
Yeah, everyone's saying, who's buying these? But they're selling out.
Yeah, I keep seeing headlines, and it's like, foreigners are coming to Albania and buying up, and I'm like, but how many of those foreigners are Albanians? as well. You know, there are a lot who have other passports who are buying them as well. You can't just say we're the ones buying up all the houses, whatever. There are a lot of people in the diaspora who are buying multiple and they're renting them, Airbnb, etc.
Yeah. And I'm finding a lot of them are starting to consider moving back, to be honest. Yeah, this is becoming a thing now. No one wants to live in their country. USA a lot coming, Australia, for example. People are starting to see that there is a better lifestyle here. I don't know if I should say that, but it is a better lifestyle. It's slower. It's nicer. So people who've made the money are like, well, maybe now I'm going to come and chill in Vlora. Mm-hmm. You know.
Do you think Albania's changed for good over the last few years? You've been here a similar sort of time to me.
Yes and no.
What's good and what's not?
But it's beautiful to see all the developments. It's really nice to see a country building up in such a short time. So let's say it's from scratch. Not yet. But the thing is, some values, I hope that they don't get lost in this process of chasing to be like the others. I'm like, don't want to be like the others. You have such an amazing country, tradition, and the people. And if you survived so many 100 years of being conquered here and there, don't try to just more change yourself to please the world. Just be who you are. And all these amazing investments are coming. Money, it is spent wise, well, in a way. I'm not going into other stories because I'm not aware of the reality of it, and I don't want to just say something because it's a gossip. But it's interesting to see. Well, it was back in time, like you were going to the airport, being away a week, the road is still in construction, when you come back, the road is ready. It's like, whoa, what happens here? So it is obvious, the growth, the change.
Well, the road is ready because they're working. They're doing construction all night.
All night. Oh, yes. And
That's
this
why
is
it's
also,
ready by the morning.
Meanwhile, it's exactly the human side why I love being here, but don't lose that.
Yes.
Don't lose that, because then you were just becoming another European country with
limited identity.
Yes. So I hope Albanians might be able, hopefully they will be able to grow, learn from others, bring the best, learn from the experience. So it's in a way good to be the last gem of the Europe, because now you have all the countries around you who already made their mistakes, so you can learn from it. Don't repeat that. I don't know how things are going to be, but the examples are there. So I would just be happy to have the growth, keep the soul.
Yes. Suzi, if you were Prime Minister for the day, what's the first thing you'd do?
Oh my goodness, I have so many ideas. Road rules actually, and litter. So I want to teach people the importance of driving safely within the speed limit. This is a big thing. We had that in Australia growing up. Billboards and TV ads, speed kills. And this really worked. We had real life incidences that were shown on TV every day that affected families, and people started to drive slower and accidents really decreased. So I would make sure there is, a lot of messages sent out there about speeding.
Like not holding your newborn baby on your lap while you're driving.
Without a seatbelt.
But they must be wearing socks because they'll get sick.
They're going to get sick. Yeah.
But they're fine in the driver's seat.
I've seen that many times. Yeah. So
road safety?
Littering. It's not okay to litter, and it's not okay to ruin your country. So I see littering every day, but it's just a lack of education. So I think the message in Australia, we had Clean Up Australia Day every year. So there was one day where everyone got out and cleaned up, picked up the rubbish. We were taught about what the rubbish will do to the country. And it's just a shame here that I see so much litter everywhere in such a beautiful country. You go to a really nice tourist area, Shala River, for example, the beaches, and people have just left all their bottles on the ground. But again, I'm not going to blame people. It's just a lack of education. So.
And there's also a lack of infrastructure for recycling as well.
Yeah,
I think this has to
yeah.
come at the same time, you know.
So campaigns, road campaigns, litter campaigns.
Anna, one thing? You had two, but one.
Well, interesting. I would actually invest a lot in public transportation because with that, if you have a really good public transport developed, then people might be educated into not using their car. So you have the parking at the edge of the city,
Yes.
and then just commute. And
Yeah.
if you can actually commute in a beautiful way, in a civilized way, where you're not squeezed like in a conserve box, I think there's giving options. It's always about people will choose if they have options, but if there's no option, then not.
I use public transport all the time, and I really don't think it's that bad. I think there's a mentality issue.
Growing better.
Well, yeah, there's a mentality issue that public transport's terrible and it's full of dirty people. Like some of the comments I get are just terrible.
Yeah,
you know?
I use public transport and I use it all the time. I also use it to go to countryside. So I'm not driving in this country. I don't drive. I have a license, but I don't drive. But yeah, public transport. I see it in. I'm coming from Hungary, so Budapest has one of the best public transport in whole Europe. It's
Trams and
everything. And 24 hours a day, even in the middle of the night, if you want to go home, you can get home. You don't need a taxi. And I think that just makes people rely more on that and not polluting with having a family of four cars.
Yeah,
It's like
not necessary.
it's mind blowing. It's not necessary.
If you were asked to make a cocktail that reflected Albania, what would you put in it, Suzi?
actual alcohol ingredients. Well, I mean, raki.
Of course, I did that.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm going to go with, there's an abundance of fruit and veg. So I'm trying to think of now, we have raki, an abundance of fruit and veg on every single corner. So I'm going to have to think about raki. I would put some lemon in it.
Mm-hmm.
And cinnamon for a bit of spice.
Okay.
What else? Interesting. I'm gonna go with that.
Okay.
Raki, lemon, cinnamon.
Okay. Anna?
Well, I'm a non-drinker, so I will skip the raki from it. But
fine.
pomegranate, the freshly pressed juice mixed with, I don't know, maybe orange. But I don't really know with what would I mix it, because I just love it like that as it is. And well, cocktail needs at least three ingredients.
3 ingredients, yeah, or a spice or herb or something. Not that herb, but who knows?
I haven't tried any Albanian wine. Maybe a red wine mixed with
Pomegranate. That's really
Yeah, the pomegranate.
and some spice to it, and it's enough. Not
Very
more.
nice. You're giving me some ideas now. I said I'm not going to make you speak Albanian, and I won't, but you do speak some Albanian.
Shumpak.
Do you have a favourite word?
Yes, bubulima.
Oh!
Bubulima?
Bubulima. Thunder? Like the thunder.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, like not lightning, the rumble.
The rumble.
Yeah. Okay, I hadn't.
I love that word. I don't know. I heard it in the first weeks when I arrived, and it's just stuck with me. I love Bubulima.
Suzi?
Kikiriki.
Kikiriki. It's not a real word. It's not a real word, is it? They just make it up to teach it to people who don't speak much Albanian to make it sound silly. Kikiriki. Peanut.
Peanut.
Right,
Yeah. Who came up with kikiriki? That's the funniest word I've heard.
It sounds like it should be a noise an animal makes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not a peanut.
Yeah.
I think my favorite was Lula Struder.
Oh.
I still can't say it, but I like the word Merikaluasham.
Merikalusham.
Yeah, that word. I think because it's difficult and it's taken me so long to be able to sort of
confusing
understand it.
sometimes.
I don't use that one either. It's too long for me.
It's just excessive. Any words that are very difficult for you? I mean, for me, it's all of them, really.
All of them. Well, it's funny. Hungarian, it's so opposite of the Albanian language. So in Hungarian, we have 10 words to express a feeling or something. Here you have
Mazita is used for different things.
here you have one word to express 10 different things. So it depends on the context that the word is used. So when you hear Kisha, but it's not the church, I'm like, okay.
You're right, yeah. And I struggle with the Chen and Che, so the C and the Q. I pronounce it the same way.
I'm still not sure of the difference.
No, you have to move your tongue a little bit with one of them, and I just can't seem to do it.
Yeah.
So I do get laughed at sometimes when I pronounce things, which sound normal to me.
The thing is,
Chen and Che is really...
When Albanians start to have their own conversation, there's a point when I'm just dropping, okay, I'm not paying attention anymore. It's just I lose track, and I'm like, I'm not tiring. I know that there's something related to me that they involve me and they switch to English or they slow down. I always say I'm lucky now. My best friend has a little toddler. She's 20 months now, so I'm learning Albanian together with her, and it's such a blessing. With children, it's so easy because even parents are slowing a little bit down. They are pronouncing the words properly, hopefully. Because if not, then I'm learning like that. If you speak a baby language, I will say also baby language. But I love that.
Girls, thank you so much. This was a really interesting conversation. Thank you for your time today, and happy Independence, Flag Day, National Day, and all the rest. Yes. That's it for this week. You can watch Inside Albania every Saturday on Euronews, on our YouTube channel, Euronews Albania, and across all major podcasting platforms. Until next time, Mirapavshim.